Khan. Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Akiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Kwadash. I would also like to give a double honors to the beloved elders and apostles of the Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000 men of Israel, which consists of the servants, the prophets, whom have been ordained since the foundations of this earth to sing this new song, which comes in the form of this gospel, which will be preached throughout all four corners of this earth and rest upon the ears of the innumerable multitude, men, women, and children of Israel, who may be scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. Shalom. May Shalom, beloved Akim and Akwal. It's just your brother, Bayan Yasha Allah, back again through the spirit, power, mercy, and grace of our power. Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai. And I just want to tap into a brief live stream that came through the inspiration of me tapping into the live stream that's currently still going. The beloved brother Yasha Math, GMS Mississippi. He's linked up right now with the beloved brothers out of Orlando, portion of the GMS Orlando camp. And they're going into some heavy conversation, man, regarding the wisdom, all right, that the divine wisdom, all right, that has only been established within Israel, us so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, man, the true Israelites of the Bible. And through our fall, you can see the title here. The title was what the beloved brother Yashamath had mentioned to the brothers off camera, and the brother had mentioned it, and that's what triggered my spirit, to tap into this. But you can see, yeah, man, hey, Jake fell and the earth felt it. When we say Jake, all right, we're talking to, that's short for Jacob. For you new listeners that may not be quite tuned in with the lingo. That word Jake, when we use Jake, all right, it's short for Jacob, all right, which is a representation of us so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Jacob's name was changed to Israel in Genesis the 32nd chapter after he wrestled the angel with his hip out of place, his thigh out of place. But needless to say, that's why we say Jake. Jake is Jacob, for you new listeners that may not be, again, tuned in with the lingo. But needless to say, man, yeah, Jake fell and the earth felt it, bro. All right, the reason why this earth is in the condition it's in, all right, is because of our fall, which obviously began with Adam. Upon us falling through Adam, okay, brought forth these wicked rulerships, man, in the form of these heathen rulers. All right, and none of these heathen are ever going to be able to rule forever, because one thing they don't do is they don't honor wisdom. You see, and not the wisdom of this world, but that divine wisdom. Okay, when you go into the book of let me get this real quick, the Wisdom of Solomon, and I'm gonna just flow through the spirit. Let me see something real quick. Bear with me. When you go to the book of what's that? Is that Wisdom of Solomon? Bear with me. Let me let this load. I think that's Wisdom of Solomon 6. Let's go here. Let me see something here. Wisdom of Solomon, 6th chapter. Yeah, it's in here, down at the bottom here. It says, I want verse 21. Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 21 says this: if your delight be then in thrones and scepters, which a throne and a scepter obviously represents what you being a ruler, right? You're in the position of a king, right? O ye kings of the people, honor wisdom, that ye may reign forevermore, bro. You see? But again, this wisdom is not talking to this worldly wisdom. Because as we know, pursuing in the book of Corinthians, the wisdom of this world is foolishness to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. All right, this wisdom is talking to the divine wisdom. Okay? The divine wisdom which comes through the law, statutes, and commandments, bro. When you read Deuteronomy 4, that's what sets us up on high. And that wisdom is only gonna rest in the tabernacle of Israel, bro. It tells you that when you go to the book of Sirach. Let me get this real quick. This is why the heathen nations will never rule forever. You see, but ultimately, this is why the earth is in such a, it's in such a disoriented condition. You know, because heathens have been ruling. Okay, the heathens are not equipped to rule. You see, the heathens are not equipped to rule, man. Now, when you go to, as a matter of fact, let me get this real quick through the spirit. That's why when you go to the book of Isaiah, let me get this real quick. It says this. It says, let me see here. Isaiah 24:4, it says this. The earth mourneth, right, and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away, right? The haughty people of the earth do languish. And we know that word haughty coincides with proud, okay, which is a buzzword. It's an epithet tokening Esau, okay? Through our fall, all right, came the uprising of the heathen, all right? Ultimately, our fraternal twin brother Esau will fulfill his blessing he received by Isaac in Genesis, the 25th chapter, and 27th chapter, and ultimately he'll rule the earth at the end, okay, where evil will become perfected, okay? The earth will be completely turned upside down. There will be all manners of wickedness taking place. And this is the condition the earth is in right now, man. This is why you have the zoos and, you know, Esau is just, you know, he's doing all types of stuff that's affecting the ecosystem when it comes to hunting, you know, when it comes to his industrial revolutions. You know, he has these factories causing chemical runoff, you know, polluting waterways, man. You know, just disrupting the balance of the planet, right? Because he's an unfit ruler. He's a foolish ruler. You see? And this is why the earth is languishing. This is why the earth is mourning, bro. You see? Because you better believe when we're ruling, it's not gonna be ruling through righteousness, man. There's not gonna be no zoos in the kingdom. No, man. Okay? For profit and our self-satisfaction and pleasure. No, man. That's wicked. You know? But this is what you get with a wicked ruler. You see? But let's get a little bit more. The earth mourneth, Salakia, verse 5, the earth also is defiled, Isaiah 24:5, the earth also is defiled, okay, under the inhabitants thereof. When you get this word, defiled, right? Simple Google definition, right? Defile, right? Look at desecrate or profane, okay? Look at violate, profane, contaminate, pollute, debase, degrade. And that's what we were looking for. The earth is degraded because the base man is ruling. And all of these heathens are base. You see? But Esau is the lowest of the low. He's the baser. He's the base man, as it tells us in Job 30. But all these heathen nations are low level, though. You see? And this is why none of them were ever going to be able to be established forever. Okay, and Babylon the Great, all right, this whole beast system evolving around the NATO and the EU, all right, this Western hegemony, which pretty much springboards throughout all four corners of the earth, is ultimately going to be stopped. This is the final, rulership of the heathen. Everything's going to be put back in order, okay, after this place goes down, as it tells us in 2nd Esdras 6. Okay, Esau is the end of the world, man, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, man. After this, it's over, bro. There's no another heathen raising up. Russia's not gonna come take it. China's not gonna have a moment. No, it's over. Okay, it's over after this, man. Okay, let's go. And the righteous are gonna rule. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai leading that charge with the joint ears, man. Right? And everything's going to be brought back, all right, to its natural state. including us. You know, we're going to be brought back to our righteous estate. You know, those glorified bodies, man, that no heathen's going to be able to take part of. Okay, Leakin Hakah and Demon Hassad. The heathen are not going to have glorified bodies. Anyways, let's go back to the precept. All right, continuing on in Isaiah 24:5, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, bro. You see? So the earth is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. All right, these unfit rulers, man. Now, granted, some of the heathen did better than others. Esau's the worst out of the bunch, you know? But ultimately, none of these heathen are capable, okay, of ruling the earth according to the wisdom that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai requires in efforts for the earth to be in a paradise estate, all right, as the garden east of Eden was, bro. When Adam and Eve and all of us Israelites, and we were known as Adamites at the time, were in our righteous estate. You see? The heathen can't do it. Only we can. We're built for that mission. You see? The earth was created for our sake, as scriptures tell us. You know? But we fell from grace, man. So it's for prophecy to be fulfilled, and ultimately for us to know good and evil. Right? Continuing on, because they have transgressed the laws. See? What laws? Think about it. The laws of the Lord. This is why the earth is defiled, bro. The only ones that can uphold these laws, all right, and ordinances are the chosen people. And it comes through that wisdom. What we're going to show you. Look at, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant, man. Again, which just the law, statutes, and commandments evolve around that divine wisdom that's only established in Israel. Let's show you real quick. The book of Sirach. All right, this is why at the end of the day, evil E must be stopped. Okay, all these heathen must be stopped. All right, but Esau, again, he's the one in the power seat right now, fulfilling his blessing he received from Isaac in the book of Genesis, the 27th chapter. He's fulfilling his birthright, his blessing, where he would have the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth. So essentially, he has to be stopped. He's the head of this system. You see? Sirach 24 and verse 1, and it reads, the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach. All right, chapter 24 and verse 1, and it reads, wisdom shall praise herself and shall glory in the midst of her people. And again, this wisdom is talking to divine wisdom, which comes through the law, statutes, and commandments, bro. Which, why do you think that second covenant, the Lord's going to put the law, statutes, and commandments in us? Why do you think he's going to do that? Because ultimately, that's that divine wisdom, okay, of the Lord, bro. That glory, bro, of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Watch this. Jumping down to verse 8. So the creator of all things gave me a commandment. And this is talking of wisdom. So the creator gave wisdom, all right, a commandment. Watch this. And he that made me caused my tabernacle to rest, and said, let thy dwelling be in Jacob, and thine inheritance in Israel. Going back to the title, okay? That was inspired by the beloved priest of Yashamoth out of GMS, Mississippi. When Jake fell, the earth felt it, bro. Because ultimately, that everything was moved out of place upon our fall from grace. You see? Okay, and hey, and honestly, going back to Isaiah 24 regarding the earth languishing and being defiled, that starts with our homeland, bro. That starts with Jerusalem. You see? Because upon us being removed from the land, matter of fact, let's prove that real quick. When you go to the book of Baruch, chapter 4, and verse 8, it says this. Ye have forgotten your everlasting power that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you, man. Okay, and Jerusalem is that's the motherland, man. Not Africa. Yeah, Africa's a beautiful land. We're not taking nothing away from it. You know, full of life and beautiful creation. But it's not the motherland pursuant to the scriptures. Matter of fact, let's prove that real quick. When you go to the book of Galatians, is that 4? Galatians 4:26. Look it. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all, bro. Okay, Jerusalem is the motherland, bro, according to the scriptures. All right? And that's our land. Jerusalem belongs to Israel, man. Our so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. We've been evicted out of the land for now, right? Removed from the land, I should say, for now, because of our transgressions. But upon that fall and upon us being removed from the land, hey, that land, because again, righteousness is going to be springboarded out of Jerusalem, man, when we come into our glory. Just like how Esau springboards wickedness, right, out of America, righteousness is going to be being springboarded out of Jerusalem. And what proves that is you go to Isaiah, the 2nd chapter. Man, let's just go get that real quick. We might as well. You see? So it all starts with us going back home. That's why upon this salvation, upon Yahweh Shai coming back, he's going to bring us back to the land. You see? Because that's where the vibration of the earth is gonna generate, bro. You see? Righteousness is gonna come out of our homeland and stretch out to the four corners of the earth and beyond. The book of Isaiah, chapter 2 and verse 1, the word that Isaiah, the son of Amos, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, right, above all these other nations, small and great. That's what these mountains and hills are talking to. Right, look at, and all nations shall flow unto it. Listen to this. And many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord Yahweh, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his paths. Here's the point. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord Yahweh from Jerusalem. Okay? So righteousness is going to springboard out of Jerusalem throughout all four corners of this earth and beyond. This is why we must come back into, and we will come back into power. We must come back into power, and we will come back into power. Yep, there you go. Yep, is it Micah as well? The water, beloved Akia. And shalom to you, beloved Akia Aminakwath on the comment board. And Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Baraka Thumb to you, beloved Akia Aminakwath. And Lord willing, Yanaga, beloved Akia, I'll see you in Boston today, Lord willing. Baratas are the Akiyam and myself, Lord willing, we'll see you up there, brother. If you up there, if you go up there, Lord willing, we make it up there. Baratas are. That's the plan. But needless to say, yeah, man. You see? So upon our fall, the earth felt it, man. Jake fell and the earth felt it, bro. You know? And you can see it, man. Like even these people unknowingly, you know, when they make TikTok videos crying out about the system, you know, when they make these TikTok videos crying out about how they can't make ends meet, you know, they're all over social media crying, you know, these heathen, talking about how things are not fair and, you know, X, Y, and Z. Unbeknownst to them, they're crying out for righteous ruler, man. They're crying out for righteous rulers, bro. You see? Because they're not, again, when we're ruling, hey, the people are going to be rejoicing. Let's go get that real quick. The book of Proverbs. Uh, 29 in verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bears rule, the people mourn. You see? So unbeknownst to them, as they're crying, as you see these people crying out, complaining, you know, about how much they gotta work, or you know, how they, again, they're just their condition. You know, you got people falling ill, you got these people full of ailments and shit. You know, taking medication that's not even isolating their problem, but just patching it up, putting the Band-Aid on it, man, and then causing another compound issue. You know, here it is. You take a medicine for a condition you're having with your blood pressure. Yeah, you rectify your blood pressure, but now you got a kidney issue. Because the medicine, that medication you were taking, whatever Esau put in it, it done tore through your kidney, man. Through one of your kidneys, bro. And now you're taking something for your kidney. You get that back on. Now you done tore through your liver, man. The Esau is a son of a bitch. Okay? He's not here for you. He's not here to help. Okay? Esau's covetous. He's here to make profit and push evil and create death. Okay? And cause hurt. It tells us this in Proverbs 4. They lose sleep unless they cause something to fall, man. Unless they cause something to fall. We know what he's all about. Hence, 5 years ago, man. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, you know? But this is not going to be the case in our kingdom, bro. When we get back into the power seat, which is inevitable, through our power, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the earth is going to be back. The earth is going to be back to the status of the garden east of Eden, bro. It's going to be absolutely beautiful, man. This is what's about to happen. This transition is going to take place. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai will not allow his creation in the form of Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, destroy this earth and every living thing in it. He will not allow it. Best to believe it. He won't allow it. Esau's only going to go so far with this AI technology, bro. He's only going to go so far with this diabolical plan to have a 500 million people population, okay? And the technocracy, a government ran strictly off of technology, bro. Doing most of the laborious work, and him being able to sit up on the throne and, you know, point things out and call shots and, you know, pick his teeth and call it a day, and have all types of immoral sex, and you know what I'm saying? This nigga's done, bro. Esau's about to be visited, and this nigga knows it. That's why he's losing sleep. Trust me when I tell you, he's losing sleep. You see? Because we on the come up. Our so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that have been called into this truth, but bro, the hopeful elect, we're on the come up, bro. The Lord, this is a token in itself. The fact that we return back to righteousness with the same, with the same book that Esau used, that he weaponized against our people. You know? I'm talking about, bro, you already know. We talking about generational oppression, bro. And he used the Bible back in the chattel slavery times, bro. He had a slave Bible. You know, he came upon us first. You know, the Northern Kingdom, during the time of what? What's the word I'm looking for? Through the conquistadors, bro. That period. You know, burning us at the stake, train their dogs how to have a taste for Native American and Taino flesh and blood, bro. Yeah, we know what you were doing on those islands, Central and Southern America, and up here in the North, bro. It all came out. Okay? And Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is mad as hell, bro. And again, those of us waking up, our so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans waking up to the truth through the same book that he used to weaponize against us to sell us lies, bro. To keep us docile and make us worship him because he done painted up some nigga named Jesus Christ. Okay? It's the same book that we've come to the conclusion and the reality that no, not only is that not his name, but he was nothing like that. His mindset, nothing like that. Okay? Him loving everybody ain't nothing like that, bro. On this side, he doesn't even love all of his people, bro. On this side. Okay? Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is hot for 2/3, bro. He's hot to destroy them. He's going to. You know? But that great cluster that he kept is going to be reserved, that elect. Okay? How much more the heathen? But needless to say, let's get this real quick. Let's go to Romans, the book of Romans, chapter 8. waiting for this to load up. It's taking its time. Come on now. The book of Romans chapter 8 real quick. In verse I'm actually going to start at verse 18. Verse 20 is the point. And it reads, "For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us," man. And that glory is going to come through what? The wisdom that's going to be placed back into us, bro. And that's going to happen through the second covenant being established, man. When we get those incorruptible bodies, man. And we have the law, statutes, and commandments written within us. And we're all righteous. Okay? Which equates to being immortal. Okay? Gods on earth is what that equates to, man. That's the glory that we look forward to, man. We're going to return back to our natural estates. We were immortal prior to Adam's transgressions, man. What we read 2 Ezra, the 3rd chapter. Upon him transgression, that's when death was established within our people, man. You see? Bear with me. Continuing on, right? Verse 17. Nah, bear with me. Where was I at? 19. And it reads, Romans 8 and 19, "For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation," right, "of the sons of God," man. So the creation itself, man. All right, the animals, the sea life, the trees, the earth itself, man, is waiting patiently, man, for the manifestation of the sons of God, bro. For Israel to come back into the power seat. All right, and what proves that, let me jump out of here real quick through the spirit. The Wadi Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, he gave it to me. When you go to Isaiah, when you go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, it proves it right here. It says what? Isaiah 14 and verse 5, and it reads, the Lord Yahweh hath broken the staff of the wicked. Who's the wicked? Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. That's the wicked. Okay? And the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continuing stroke is he that ruleth the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. Right? Nobody's gonna care when you fall victim to persecution. Right? Evil E. Right? The whole earth is at rest. Look at this. And it's quiet. They break forth into singing. So the whole earth is gonna be at rest, and it's gonna break forth into singing upon the wicked being dethroned. All right, and the sons of God being placed back into the power seat. Hence, Jake fell, and the earth felt it, bro. Okay, the water to the beloved brothers, man. For that title, you know, I was watching the live stream. Beloved brothers over there, the beloved brother again, Yashamaf the priest out of Mississippi, and the beloved brothers out of Orlando. You know, going into a heavy talking point. You know, talking rulership, bro. See, this is the talking point, man. This is the talking point right here, man. This is what we're about to be reestablished in. See, Jake, we done fell so far from grace. Jake is comfortable riding shotgun, man. Jake done got comfortable riding shotgun. Nah, man, you're supposed to be in the driver's seat, bro. Moab is supposed to be in the back seat. Okay? You're supposed to be in the driver's seat. We're supposed to be in the driver's seat. Okay? Operating through the wisdom of our power, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. You see? But Jake has become so comfortable getting kicked in the back. Okay? With a steel-toed boot. They done forgot that you're supposed to be ruling this thing, man. We're not even supposed to be working. We're not supposed to be working, slaving for some heathen, bro. This is what's happening right now is completely out of order. That's why the Lord told Adam, by the sweat of thy brow. It's all part of the curse we fell victim to for transgression. Now we understand. Now we're ready to fall into righteousness, bro. The hopeful elect, at the least. You know, you see Jake is happy here. You know, these 2/3 niggas, they think this is a game. I was watching a video last week from the Elder Manata Zakba, and he did a video on, I believe it was an AI generated video of stupid niggas, making fun of the report. You know? Yeah, we going through it. We got money to doing the whole money phone. You know, niggas doing the money phone, and one nigga sitting in the tub with money all around him. Talking about, yeah, we going through it. You know what I mean? Just pretty much making fun, you know, of the reality of us being in captivity. But hey, them type of niggas right there, you already know they're gonna burn alive. The Lord's gonna burn alive. The Lord's gonna do them filthy. You know? The Lord's gonna do them filthy, man. But that's what Jake has become comfortable with. They think they made it because they got some paper, some monopoly money with a dead white man's face on it, man. Now they think they win it. Not realizing, stupid niggas, you're supposed to have silver and gold and land and cattle and people. Leviticus 25, these heathen belong to us. They are an inheritance, man. This is what was, that's resources, man. The oils, the gases, everything. It's all ours, man. Through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. That's what we're supposed to have. Not no monopoly money with a dead white nigga's face on it, man. What's this gonna do for me, man? No, we want gold and silver and platinum, and that's the resource, man. That's the real money. Land, cattle, and people. Okay, because as it tells us in here, let's prove that. Because it tells us here. Because again, we're the true kings on the earth, bro. The true princes and kings on the earth. You see, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai has chosen his people, man, to rule this thing, man. And we're on the come up. We coming. What was that? I was like, okay, I remember the Wadi Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And I'm just going through the spirit. I'm just going, whatever the spirit gives me, I'm just, letting the Lord lead me, through the spirit. The book of Proverbs, chapter 4. No. Proverbs 14. Forgive me. The book of Proverbs, chapter 14. In verse 28. And it reads this. And the multitude of the people is the king's honor. But in the one of people is the destruction of the prince, bro. Okay? So this, and what's this saying? As a king or a prince, you ain't nothing without people, without servants, without slaves. All right? And that's what we're getting back when we come into the policy. We're getting our people, we're getting these heathen back, bro. Because we're not, actually, the placement's going to be rectified. We're not going to be under them. They're going to be under us. Let me get this real quick. Things are going to be set back in order. The book of Psalms, chapter 47, and verse 1, and it reads, the chief musician, a psalm of the sons of Korah, right, which the sons of Korah, those are Levites. You see? So we know this is talking to Israel, right? Obviously, right? Levi, right? Oh, clap your hands, all ye people. Shout unto power with the voice of triumph. Victory. Look, for the Lord Yahweh Most High is terrible. He is a great king over all the earth. He shall subdue the people under us and the nations under our feet, because they are our inheritance. They belong to us. That doesn't mean we're going to be kicking them in the throat and, you know what I'm saying? No, man. Nah, you need people to set up the system and to continue it so it flourishes. All right? Somebody got to rule over them people. Right? And it just so happens that Yahweh Bashim Yahushai chose us to do that. Right? But we were dethroned because of our transgression. And it started with Adam. And we've been in it's been a downward spiral ever since. But now we're on the come up, though. And that's what's so beautiful about this. We're on the come up. And what proves that is the fact that we got this word back. We got the Lord's name back. We got our heritage back. We know who we are. We're no longer calling ourselves these bywords and proverbs as the curses said we will be called. No, we now have joined back to the reality. We have now excuse me, have been brought back, all right, to the reality of who we are and where we come from, all right, and where we're going. The Holy Spirit has been sent. Okay, truth that has been so long without fruit is now being declared. Yahweh Shai is coming back. Let me get a little more. Let me get a little more. Psalms 47 and verse 4. He shall choose our inheritance for us, the excellency of Jacob, whom he loved, Selah. And there goes that word Jacob, as I was saying in the beginning of the lesson. As the title says, Jake fell and the earth felt it. I mentioned how, for you new listeners that may be tuning in later, that may be tuning in now, Jake is short for Jacob, which is talking to Israel. Again, Jacob's name was changed to Israel in Genesis 32. It's talking to the nation of Israel. When we say Jake, we're talking about Israelites, just so you know, okay? Because as we read here, it's the excellency of Jacob, whom the Lord loved, man. Selah. All right, the Lord loved us. He only loves us. And that's the reality of the situation. That's why we went through what we went through. Our so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we went through what we went through because the Lord loves us. He chastised us, man. A son that's not chastised is a bastard. Why do you think Esau hasn't been touched yet? Why do you think Esau's been able to run around like a madman, man? Doing all manners of wickedness and thinking he got away with it, man. Not realizing he's gonna meet the Grim Reaper at the end of the tunnel. Okay? Let's go. Let me see. There was something I wanted to. The Spirit came and left. Oh, the Wadi Yahabashim Yashai. I'm going to go back to that. I seen the brother Yana got posted. I'm going to go back to that Wisdom of Solomon 6. Let's close out with this. And as a matter of fact, I think the brother posted it. Let me see. Because if you post it, I'll read it off of you. Let me see here. Bear with me. Can't even go to my own comment board. Esau, Again, Esau's technology is not shit. Let me see something here. I think you posted it. Yep, you did post it. The water, beloved Akia. Beautiful. We'll close out with this. It's from the brother Yanaga Israel Benjamin. 144:7. And Yahweh Bashim Yashai Barakatah, beloved brother. He posted Wisdom of Solomon 6:24. And it reads, but the multitude of the wise is the welfare of the world. Again, just bringing more relevance to the title, which came courtesy, I can't take credit for it, which came courtesy of the beloved priest of Yashamarth out of JMS, Mississippi, man. It gives more credence. That's a true saying. As we go into precepts and it's highlighting that. All right? Look it. But the multitude of the wise is the welfare of the world, and a wise king is the upholding of the people. Okay? A wise king is the upholding of the people. Because an unwise king, matter of fact, we're going to have to close out with this. Let's go to Sirach 10. We'll close out. Because on the contrary, let's go here. Which we're living out real time right now. All right? Let's read this. The book of Ecclesiastes is also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 1. A wise king, I'm going to just read through this. I'm going to read 1 through 4. A wise king will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. And again, that's going to come through Yahweh Bashim Yahushua leading the charge with the true sons of God, all right, being established on this earth as rulers and kings, man. All right, this is how this is going to be fulfilled. All right, otherwise, we're going to continue to be living in a bizarro world, man. You see? As the judge of the people is himself saw his officers, and what manner of the man of the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. Hence why you see these people completely out of their mind, because the ruler's out of their mind. Okay? Into all types of sexual immorality and odious works. Right? Let's continue on. I'm going to have to set the time for this screen. This screen got a short time span. Little man must have did something with it. But anyway, look at an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited, bro. Okay? And Evil E exercised the greatest crime to humanity 5 years ago, bro, proving that he's an unwise king trying to destroy his own people. He's always been in the process of trying to destroy his own people. But that just goes to show you how stupid he is, bro. All right, through the DuPonts, right, which is another elite family, they had came up with some Teflon on dishware. You know, on different type of dishware like frying pans and stuff like that. They were putting Teflon on the joints, bro. There was Teflon on it, which was pretty much poisoning the people, man. Look it up. Okay, big lawsuits against them for that back some time ago, man. That's an unwise king right there, man, just to make profit. Okay, Esau's a big dummy. Real talk. All right, look it. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord. We knew real quick, and I must mention 5 years ago, bro. Once again, the greatest crime of humanity this man committed 5 years ago, man. Had this dude Dr. Fauci all over the place, like he knew what he was talking about. You know, he was throwing the word efficacy around like there was no tomorrow. Efficacy, efficacy. That's all you kept hearing. The efficacy of efficacy. That's the only word this nigga knew. That was the only $1 million word that nigga knew. Efficacy. Every time a nigga was talking, you heard efficacy. That's how I remember. Every time when I picture this nigga's face, I see the word efficacy. You know what I'm saying? Efficacy of this and that. And nigga, shut up. It found out. You've been found out. Look at that. How efficient was what he was talking about, bro? How I digress. Esau is done. And that right there put him on the I don't trust you list. What happened 5 years ago? Because now, like, cats that were once like these you know, mere mortals or what have you, regular Joe six packs, whatever you want to call them, which were once in a position where they were like, okay, now you can trust the government. Nah. Now, based off what happened 5 years ago and how all the truth came to light, now them cats are like, yo, they're giving Esau the look like, So what he did, he didn't do anything good. It didn't do anything. It didn't benefit him. Granted, he knocked off, I don't know how many thousands of people, you know, that ended up getting it, and it hit close to home for a lot of brothers and sisters as well. You know, I'm included. It hit home for a lot of, you know, because again, you have a lot of our people that just don't want to listen. You niggas want to keep listening to Esau and keep getting caught up in the same trap you've always been caught up in. And then you want to go protest with the niggas or some fucking chick that got destroyed by Esau on a t-shirt, and now everybody's supposed to donate. And no, man, nigga, you don't listen. We told you not to trust this dude, man. But no, you got it all figured out. You want to keep your job. You got a good job. You got to keep. All right. Look at you now. 6 feet deep. Because you want to keep that good job. Now somebody else got that good job. Okay? And you in the upper room. As the Elder Hawad says. Right? Which is probably your best bet. All right? Because a lot of you niggas just are out of there. You got to go back. You got to get reset. All right? This is you in beloved Aki Aminakwa. We haven't seen nothing yet. How the Lord's about to open up on this earth. And we know. It's just like, we hope and pray the Lord is dealing. So we can be moved out of the way, guided, guarded, directed, and protected. Because what the Lord's about to do, all bets are off. All bets are off, bro. And a big gust of wind just came by. When I said that. Listen, man. Let's go. All right, continuing on. I'm going to finish this up right here. Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 4. And it reads, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord. And in due time, he will set over it one that is profitable, man. All right, and ultimately that all starts with Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Of course, Yahweh Shai, you know, what Matthew 28 tells us, that all power was given to Yahweh Shai over heaven and over earth. All knees are going to bow, everything on the earth and above the earth. All right, the elect men, the 144, are going to be joint heirs with Yahweh Shai, bro. All right, and through that wise counsel, the earth is going to be brought back to a righteous estate. The wicked, starting with Esau and the rest of these heathen, are going to be whipped into shape. All right, that first 1,000 years, all right, it's going to be something rigorous. All right, and the earth is going to be brought back to a paradise, bro. All right, but up until then, all right, expect things to get worse, as we're aware of. Why? In efforts for things to get better. Things have to get worse in efforts for things to get better. Because this is part of prophecy, that evil must come into its perfection. All right, and prophecy must play out. One thing's for certain, the elect is going to make it out, even through death. And that's heavy. That's heavy, man. Even through death. Because those that are martyred, like, that's a golden ticket home. And they're going to be raised up first via 1 Thessalonians 4. So there's no way to lose, you know, for the elect. Lord willing, we're part of the elect. You know, there's no way to lose. But one thing is for certain, evil and only evil is coming. It's going to get worse than this. This is nothing, bro. The Lord's about to turn this place out. Destroy the wicked and deliver his elect. And that's how this thing's going to come to an end, bro. And that's just the way it goes, you know? But yeah, man. You know, the Wadi Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai for allowing us to be part of this this wake-up call. You know, I'll say it like that. You know, this great awakening through the Spirit. You know, he's allowing us to, you know, dwell within his courts. You know, we're in the, you know, us men, you know, that have been given the authority to speak his words. You know, we're dwelling in the holiest of the holies. Okay? And the Lord's allowing us to, you know, utter, you know, these oracles, man. And bring forth these secrets, man, that have been hidden for ages, bro. This is not a light thing. This is not something that's being done in vain. This is a token to our salvation drawing nigh, bro. Hey, Lord willing, you beloved Aki Amenakwa were edified Abaratazah. You were spiritually fed through the spirit, power, mercy, and grace of our power. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the true living power of all heaven and all earth. The world ignorantly calls God in Jesus Christ, bro. Hey, Lord willing, you were edified, man. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Rakha Kodash. Hey, double honors to the beloved elders and apostles of the Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. Hey, till next time, beloved Aki Amenakwa. Shalom.